Moving on, we've got The Guardian now, and academics are leaving Florida universities. But without the academics, who will convince children that they're gender-fluid, non-binary communists, Josh?
Indeed. I'm not wanted. Florida universities hit by brain drain as academics flee. Now, this is The Guardian. It's one university that seems to be a particularly affected university. Basically, it got so bad they had to get loads of other Republicans on the board, what they were pushing. I assumed it would be all like the humanities that were just leaving, which is generally the areas which have been pushing so much of this ideology.
Yeah.
But actually,
this critical race theory and things like
exactly. But and it's fine. Teach that stuff, but teach it with balance. Teach it that this is what critical race theory says, and then this is what other people say. Don't teach this stuff.
This is gender ideology, and also it's nonsense.
Well,
balance.
But the people that use examples are like someone from a neurobiology associate professor, and so, like I said, they're using one university, one local college to kind of indict it. Because then later on they say, oh, actually, there's no other information that reveals that it could be wider than that.
Yeah.
But why would you need to learn this at a university? What's it going to do for you in the job market?
Well, I mean, if you go into diversity and inclusion, you can make a racket. That's where the money is nowadays. But yeah, it's because DeSantis has come in, and some of the stuff they're talking about here is like, oh my God, they banned the discussion of gender identity to elementary school students in kindergarten and whatever. It's like, I don't want kindergarten students to be taught this ridiculous ideology.
Yeah,
but because of that, now people are leaving and there's a brain drain. It's like, well, if you're the kind of brain that I don't want.
Yeah.
Teaching,
so much of it was around sort of stopping the overly sexualised content being taught to primary kids. So I mean, it looks like a lot of these people who've resigned have just outed themselves as the sort of people who want to go into primary schools and talk about completely adult.
Well, they want
scenarios.
people to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But also, one of the assistant professor of mathematics, she said, it's becoming clear that the university was becoming politicised, and you're like, that's kind of the point. If you think that this is the politicisation of it, no, the point is it became politicised, and this is the counterforce. And this is because they pushed too far.
Yeah.
And now there's a pushback on it.
But if the mathematical teacher is saying this, what does she have to teach in her class? So she's teaching maths, and then quickly people like to be bears, and now back to bears.
Basically.
It's like in every lesson we have to learn about this.
Yeah. And some of the stuff they're saying, they say, imagine scientists who are studying climate change, imagine an executive branch, so the government comes in and they deny climate change. They could use laws to intimidate or dismiss those scientists. But we're already seeing teachers who teach scientific facts, so, biological fact, that males and females exist and can be identified in nature from chromosomes and other identifying factors. We're seeing them being silenced and expelled from universities for teaching biological fact. So for them to come out and say, oh, but this will stop us teaching scientific fact is...
There's been lots of examples of some real sort of miscarriages of justice within the academic institutions within America. Like famous scientists, some leaders of their field kind of basically hunted down, and it turns out that they hadn't committed these heinous sex crimes or anything like that. It was just like one person's accusation from an ex-girlfriend, and that was enough to cease people's careers. So
basically we have to agree that there's 5,000 genders out there.
No, it's 5,002.
Moving on.